Welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to display interstitial ads from Google AdMob in React Native's new architecture without using any third-party library. So I will show you what an interstitial ad is. So this is my iOS app and I have a button called show interstitial ad, and when I click on that particular button it shows an ad like this. So this is what an interstitial ad is, and also I am using a test ad. So it is highly recommended that for development purpose you should use test ad and not production ad. I will tell you later on like how to use test ad and how to use production ad. Yeah, that's what this is. If you try to click the button again, the ad won't show up because an interstitial ad is only applicable to one session of your app. If the user completely closes the device and then comes back to your app and then click on the button, then he will again see the interstitial ad. But it is possible to show multiple interstitial ad in the same app session, but that is not the point of this tutorial. Like I think it's very easy to show it. Like you just have to initialize the code again once an interstitial ad is shown. But anyways, let's get back to the code. So just create a React Native application, then you will have to enable the new architecture. So for Android you just have to search for new arc enable, and it should be present inside the Android folder gradle.properties and make this as true. And for iOS you will have to open your terminal, you will have to cd to your iOS directory and then run this command. So this will enable the new architecture for iOS. Next we will be making use of turbo native module, so I will be copying a lot of code from this, so it's better you keep this documentation handy. So as you can see, I have created a folder called RTN, so I will close everything for now. So first we have to create a folder called RTN my interstitial ad. Okay, and before that make sure you go to build.gradle and update the Kotlin version to 1.8.20. also you will have to go to app build.gradle, and here you will have to add this dependency of Google Ads so that we can use it, because we need to initialize the Google Ads as soon as our app loads. So add this dependency. Next, create a folder called RTN my interstitial ad. The folder name can be anything, but you have to be consistent with your name. Next, create a file called package.json, and again I have copy pasted everything from the docs. So if you see over here, you will find the docs over here, and yeah, so I have copied everything from docs. The only thing which I have changed is this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Everything else remains the same. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again I have copy pasted it from the docs, only this name has been changed. Next, I have created a JS folder. Inside that I have created a TypeScript file. Again everything has been copied from docs, only this method name has been changed because I want to show an interstitial ad, and this name has been changed. Next, I have created an Android folder. Inside that, create a file called build.gradle. Again everything is copied from docs, only thing I have changed is this apply plugin Kotlin Android as well as Kotlin standard lib, and inside this specific module as well we have to import this Google Ads dependency, and this name has been changed. Okay, and also I'm using compile version HDK 34, and at the time of this recording the build Gradle version is 8.2.0. it is not updated in the documentation, that's why I'm using the latest version. You can find this on Maven Central as well. Next, inside src create all these folders called main, java, com, RTN my interstitial ad, and inside that create a file called my interstitial ad package.kt, and again I have copied this from the docs. Only thing that has been changed is this name, this, and this. Everything else remains the same. Now we have to create a file for this as well, which you can see over here. So I have created a file for this, and here I have copied it. This line has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed and this has been changed. Now first we have to write my interstitial ad, like create a variable for my interstitial ad, and as soon as your module loads we have to call this add request.builder.build, and then inside over here we have to call interstitial.load, and here we will have to pass our test ID. Now I will show you where I got this test ID from. I have just copied it from documentation. So if you go to the documentation of Google AdMobs, here you can see that it says that add this dependency I will show you this in a bit. But if you see over here, if you go to this interstitial ads implementation, here you can see that they have given a test ID for you. So yeah, you can use this test ID. Later on I will show you how to use a production ID as well. So here, so I have just copied this from docs. So this is for loading our interstitial ad, and these are bunch of callbacks just to check whether the interstitial ad has been clicked or not, whether the interstitial ad has been dismissed or not, full screen content has been dismissed or not, and whether the interstitial ad has been failed to load, ad impressions, those all things. If you, I have just created a log, just doing a logs, console logs, but if you want you can do additional stuff as well. And this has been copied from docs, this has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed, I mean from React Native docs. And if you remember, we have this method inside our TypeScript file, so I'm overriding that method, and on the main thread I'm just calling my interstitial ad dot show. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now what you will have to do, you will have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, and then run this command. Once you run this command, you will have to do cd ... It will move you outside your React Native project. Then you will have to run this command over here, but here you will have to make sure you replace rnapp with your project name. So my project name is rnapp, so replace rnapp over here as well as over here, and this is your folder name. Then you will have to cd to Android folder, to the main Android folder, and then run this command. So this will do code generation for your Android folder, and for iOS you will have to do cd to iOS and then run this command. So it will do code generation for iOS as well. Okay, now I will again go back to the documentation just to be sure that I haven't missed anything. So we have added this dependency as well. Okay, now what you will have to do is you will have to go to Android app src main android manifest.xml, and here you will have to add this metadata tag. Again, this is a test ID. Later on I will show you how to create a production ID as well. Okay, so this is done. Next we have to also add this. So for that you can go to java main activity.kt, and here I have overridden this method as well as added this bit of code as well. Okay, now we'll go to interstitial ad. I think I have shown you everything for interstitial ad, so we are done with. So I'm using Kotlin, so we are already done with this. We have also shown you this, and this is how you display interstitial ad. So if you want, you can go through the documentation again. So I think, yeah, that's it for Android. Now to use it, all you have to do is you will have to go to app.tsx, and just I have taken a button and I have imported my library, something like this, and I'm just calling rtn my interstitial ad dot show interstitial ad, and it will just show your interstitial ad. Now for iOS, what you will have to do is go to the iOS folder, go to pod file. First you will have to add this pod. Once you add this pod, don't run pod install, you will have to run this command. So this is for the new architecture, so this will enable the new architecture for your app. Okay, so now we'll go to iOS. We'll see what all things so we have already added this pod. So if you're using Swift package manager, you can use something like this. Then they tell you to add this @-obgc linker that is already present inside React Native project. So if you go to rnapp other linker, go to build settings, select your target, and if you go to other linker flag, here you can see that -obgc is already present inside your app for React Native app. And then inside info.plist you have to add this bit of code. So I will just go to info.plist. So you have to add this. Again, this is a test ID. Later on you will have to replace it with your production ID, and there are some sk ad networks. So I have just added one. So this is for Google, but if you see, the first one is for Google. There are lot of ad networks. So if you want to know which ad network is which one, you can click on this, select third party buyers, and over here you will be able to see all the third party buyers which are present over here inside. So yeah, so I haven't added this bunch of things. I just want the Google one, but if you are interested in others, you can call it. Next, if you if you know that we need to use Objective C++, but the code which is given over here is in Objective C. So again, first what you will have to do is open your iOS folder inside Xcode. Then you will have to create a file called rtn my interstitial ad header file. and here you will have to create an Objective-C file, but make sure you change the extension to .mm. Now here I have copied everything from docs, only this name has been changed, this has been changed, and here this thing I have copied it from the Google Docs. Okay, so if you see, it is something like this, but they are using Objective-C and we are using Objective-C++. That's why we have to use something like this. Then we have to add this GAD full screen content delegate, and here I am also creating a variable for our interstitial ad which will be used inside our Objective-C++ file. This has been copied from docs, this all has been copied from docs. Next, go to your Objective-C++ file, and here again I have copied this from docs. This has been copied from docs, only names has been changed. This has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. And here inside the initialization of our module, I am calling this method initialize interstitial ad, and again this has been copied from docs, and again this is the test ID. Later on you will have to change it to your production ID. Okay, and here I am overriding the show interstitial ad method, and here you can see we are displaying our interstitial ad if it is ready. And these are all overridden methods which are coming from this. Okay, so yeah, that's what this is. So if you see, it's the same thing. Also, okay, yeah, one more thing which I forgot is also inside your app delegate you will have to import this, and you have to write this. So this is kind of like initialization of our Google Ads. Yeah, and if you go to implement interstitial, I think I have already shown you everything. So if you go to Objective-C, I have already shown you this is how you display it. So there are some callbacks thing as well which I have already shown you, if you remember. So if you see over here, I have already shown you this. These are all the callbacks, and this is how we display it. So yeah, so to get the production ad units for your Android app, what you will have to do is that you will have to go to Google AdMob. You will have to sign up, and then you will have to click on apps, add an app. Now I will add it for Android. This depends on you whether your app is already deployed to Play Store or not. So I will just select no. I will click on continue. Here I can give my app some name, so I will just give it as first app. Okay, next I will click on add app, and here you can see, so you will have to create ad units as well as test SDK integration. Firstly, one thing which I want to tell to you guys is that once you have deployed your app to Play Store, you will have to link your app back again inside AdMob. So there will be an option to link your ad once it is deployed to Play Store, but here I don't have any production app, so I will just wait for it. So I won't link it. And interstitial ad as well, just click on add unit, select, give some name. So I will just say first, only if I can type in first app interstitial, and I will just click on create ad unit. And here again you will have to copy this for your interstitial ad. So yeah, that's it for Android, but do make sure you are properly linking your app once you have deployed it to Google Play Store as well as to the App Store. So I think there might be some option, like I'm not really sure where. Ad units, maybe in app settings, I guess. So here you can see App Store details. So if I click on add, here you will have to search your app by your URL or package name, and then you can link your app with your like Google Play Store app with your this app which you have created on AdMob. So yeah, that's it for Android. Which we have to do is we have to link our iOS app to AdMob. So what you will have to do is you will have to go to Google AdMob and then again search for apps. You can click on add app. Platform iOS is the app listed on Play Store. So depending, also my app is not listed, so I will just click on no, click continue. I'll just give my app some name, iOS first. Okay, and here I will click on add app. Then what you will have to do is so this once you create your app, it takes some time to review. So once you create ad unit from this Google AdMob, it won't be immediately available for your iOS app. It will take some time. This within your code. I'll also show you how to add interstitial ads. So just click on select. I'll just name this as interstitial. Okay, I'll create ad unit, and here you can see these are being generated, like the app ID as well as the ad unit ID for interstitial. So done. So next, if you want to link your app, just go to app settings, and here you can click on add, and here you can search your app by name, developer name, or store ID, or app URL. So and that's how you can link your this app which you have created on AdMob to your app store app. So yeah, that's it for iOS.